One of the things I love about my job is I get to see so many different gardens, and sometimes you're sort of instantly drawn to them, whereas others can be a little bit more challenging to understand. But, you know, as a designer, I think there's something to be had out of every single one of them. I've come to a coastal garden in Sussex that has been carefully crafted and designed to transform a typical rectangular plot, 154 feet long and 49 feet wide. And there's a lot of things to discover. The planting in this garden is actually only 2 years old, so it's going to take a bit more time to really romp away. But what you can see straight away is actually the importance of repeated pattern, not only in the layout of the garden, but in the planting, and that's a trick you can use in any size garden. Former architect Derek Harnden and his wife Helen worked with a garden designer to create this garden. What really fascinates me when someone takes on a new garden is actually where they get that inspiration from, where the design sort of comes from and how it's driven.
Helen likes circles. I like textures, and I like links between one aspect and another. So we've got intrigue, where one is not quite sure what's happening around the corner, and the wall was something that I felt was quite a necessary aspect to break the long garden into at least 2 spaces.
The wall incorporates a moon gate, a traditional architectural element found in Chinese gardens that acts as a passageway.
So we've got the circle as an element of the design that is picked up in a number of other elements within the garden.
I think as a designer as well, what fascinates me is your choice of materials.
I come from Lancashire, and I quite like dry stone walls. So that was one of the elements I felt was an important aspect of the hard landscaping.
So that's lovely, isn't it? Because not only does it start to give a sense of rhythm, but that choice of materials has been partly driven by memory.
Yes, as a part of me, really,
Time
yes.
gone by, yeah, which
So
is lovely.
in a way, the garden reflects us.
Derek and Helen's vision has led to a garden that is full of great design. Do you know, when you're designing your garden, this view from the kitchen window can be so important. And they've done that really well here. You look down the end, they've got the wall, but they've left a tiny little gap which sort of pulls your attention all the way down. They've even got stepping stones across the pond. But you don't have to use a big wall. It could just be a hedge with a gap, even at maybe a strong focal point, but something that makes the most of that view and pulls your attention. Great little design tip. Plants are also key to bringing harmony to a garden. You know, so many of us, when we're choosing our herbaceous plants, are pulled by the beauty of that flower. But I'm always sort of want to question the plants and say, what else are you going to bring to the party? You look at these alliums, they've gone over, but they're still adding fantastic structure to this border. And the brown sits beautifully against that wall. You know, when it comes to choosing trees for your garden, it's incredibly important. I don't know over the years how many gardens I've been in, and the tree's been too big for that space. But here, these Amelanchias, which are a lovely little garden tree, beautiful flower, berry, and then autumn colour, they're really going to change the atmosphere of this space. And I suppose what I mean by that, at the moment, I've got a huge sky above me, but as they get up and their canopies join, they will make this a sort of cool space with dapple shade and just change the mood a little bit before you then move in to the next space. You know, sometimes design is ultimately just solving a problem, and here, side of the building needed covering. And these are just gutters that run all the way along, which you could do at home. You might have a small vertical space that looks unsightly and wants covering. Gutters go all the way up, plant it with alpines, with herbs. As these grow down in time, it will just blanket the wall. And this garden works well for Derek and his wife. Socially, they've got great spaces to use. On top of that, they bring water into the garden, which helps bring wildlife in. It plays with rhythm. In the planting, there's repeated colour and texture and structure, but then also shape, and that's used quite effectively. We've got the moon gate that's repeated in the lawn, and then it works again in this hobbit house, and that helps bring the whole thing together. Do you know, it'll be really interesting as the planting gets away and really pushes on, see how this garden comes together in the next couple of years.